So this video is going to be talking about my emotional changes during my transition. So I've already made a video talking about some of the physical and sexual changes that I've experienced. You can definitely see some of my progress throughout the years in terms of the physical changes. So I'm going to talk about something today that I really haven't talked too much about in the past, and that's some of the emotional and mental changes that I've gone through through this transition. I think that even though they may go unseen, the mental changes that occur during your transition are honestly the most significant and the most impactful. I mean, yes, it is incredibly important to feel comfortable in your body and to be able to match your body with how you feel on the inside, but at the same time, just the deeper levels of awareness of yourself that you get. You know, I've been probably 5 or 6 different people in the last 3 years, and I only say that because my life has been so fluid, and I've learned so many things about myself that I didn't realize I like, that I'm now finding out that I like, and some things that I already knew that I liked, but I wasn't able to have a place where I could do those things or feel safe, expressing those wants and needs. And I think it's been incredible to me just how much has changed in the last couple of years. I used to be one of the people who would just sit on their computer all day for hours and hours, and I had so much anxiety. I was constantly worried about saying the wrong thing, or, really what I was worried about is letting someone else know that I was trans without wanting to. Like saying something and, it's too feminine, so all of a sudden everyone knows, or, before I even was conscious of being trans, I was so afraid of, someone would think I was gay. And I know that's, realistically it's not a big deal, and it's definitely getting to be less of a big deal now than it was even 10 years ago when I was in school. But at the same time, it can feel like this impossible barrier and like the end of the world. And for so long, I spent so much time thinking about what I was going to say before I said it that by the time the opportunity came for me to say something, the moment had already passed. And it was so frustrating. It was so, alienating. I just felt like I couldn't talk to anyone because, no one made time for me because I wasn't making time for myself. And I wasn't giving myself the space that I needed to grow because I didn't feel like I deserved it, to be honest. I was so, self-conscious, and I felt like everything I did was just somehow wrong, and it was like I was always in the wrong place at the wrong time, doing the wrong thing, and in somebody's way. And living like that for your entire life is just, it's one of the most alienating and just painful and just dehumanizing experiences you can ever experience. It's like you are less than a speck of dust. And going from that to being happy about who I am, to enjoying my job, to feeling like I make a difference in people's lives, to being able to run this YouTube channel where I'm able to talk to y'all and just express what I'm feeling at any given time. It's such a night and day difference I can't express to you. It's the duality of it is, it boggles my mind even still today, and I've had 4 years to come to terms with this journey. I think that most people who know me, who knew me before I transitioned, would not even see the same kind of, like, I don't know if there's anything I still do that I did 5 years ago, It's been such a complete and utter transformative experience. I still have the same values, well, some of them, the important ones. I still am me, I still feel like myself. I just feel like someone who's actually thought about the things that they like, and really has listened to their body when it says, hey, I don't like this, or I do like that. And instead of being ashamed of that fear, I'm now just embracing who I am. And a lot of people really like me now. And that's just really cool. I never really thought before I transitioned that anyone would ever like me as a person. And I have so many amazing and wonderful friends and just caring and wonderful people in my life right now. And I just feel closer to people than I ever have before. I can't express, what it's like to feel your entire life like you just don't belong, like you just you can't connect to people, like no one understands you. And then finding a space that so many people understand you, it's almost mind-blowing. It's If you haven't tried it, I recommend it. There's really, in my opinion, the worst thing that you can gain from attempting to transition is to realize that you don't like it. And then you just stop. And I've known people who, they stopped their transition because it just wasn't for them. But if you're not happy, if you're feeling uncomfortable, isolated, just not able to express yourself, you might as well try it, because the alternative is just living in pain and being miserable for the rest of your life. At least you tried it. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. But you know, there there's nothing to be afraid of, and there's a whole lot to gain. So, if anyone's listening to this, just know that you deserve the space to be yourself. That things can get better. That my mental health has improved so remarkably since I started this journey, and that every day it feels like it gets a little bit stronger, and that I have more support, and I find more ways to work with my body instead of fighting against it. And that's more than I ever thought I could ask for. So, thank you for joining me. Until next time, much love always.